Please help me welcome our next panel, Small Screen, Big Picture, moderated by our wonderful Adrian Pennington. And we're here with Pia Di Ciaula, ACE, Gary Dolner, ACE, Tony Kearns, Cheryl Potter, and Terlyn A. Shropshire, ACE. Yay!
Thank you, Jenny. Welcome back to our next session, titled Small Screen, Big Picture. But the size of all our TVs, of course, are getting bigger and bigger, along with the resolution of the display and attributes like high dynamic range for richer colour and contrast, surround sound, all of which, to my mind, have contributed to what most people acknowledge as the golden age of TV drama. And the stories that are being told for distribution on TV are arguably more ambitious than many mainstream movies made for cinema. The budgets for some series are on par with or far exceed that of many feature productions, and the market for international sales on platforms like Netflix is immense. In turn, that breeds innovation in storytelling, and we have some stellar examples of that to talk about today in company of some of the best editors in the business. So allow me to introduce Pia Di Ciaula. Then we have Cheryl Potter, Gary Dolner, Terlyn Shropshire, and Tony Kearns. Okay, and so welcome everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I just sort of start by asking everyone for a quick response really to my opening statement there, which is, or the opening supposition, which is that TV stories for TV are more innovative, are more compelling, they have a bigger budget, they're more interesting to edit than the work coming through on the features side. Would anyone like to share an opinion on whether that's wide of the mark or absolutely we are in a golden age of TV drama?
Well, I tend to agree because some of the scripts I've read for television tend to be a little more exciting than the feature scripts I've read lately. Also, we have Oscar-winning directors and actors now working in television. So the caliber of talent has shot through the roof. And like you say, budgets and with more international co-productions, the world is open to us now. And having worked on The Crown, I mean, that's a perfect example of film people making television and treating every episode like a feature film. So
yeah, and it had a huge budget, didn't it? Like
yeah, we're not allowed to say, but whatever it was worth it.
Well, it was like 100 million for series one or something. Is the thing that is. Anyone else would care to share an opinion on whether we are or not in, whether you're receiving more interesting stories than perhaps on the feature side?
Well, certainly because thanks to streaming that and series like which I think started the golden age, as it were, as The Sopranos and The Wire, that you had a longer time to tell a more complicated story, and you could have story arcs within this main story arc, and you know that, and people subscribed. They it was a step up from, because I think TV drama before that was a sort of poor, sort of second cousin, twice removed to cinema. That the scale or the ambitions were much lower, the budgets were lower. So it's and because there has been an outlet for more interesting, more controversial, more darker stories, and different types of comedy, different types of and it's become more respectable, as Pia said, that A-listers are now, who would have turned their nose up at appearing on TV, they're all over like a cheap suit. So it's so it is. And I think, but the one thing I'm sort of slightly concerned about is the sheer volume of content that's there now, and I'm wondering whether it's becoming a bit overwhelming. But because I've spoken to people recently and they've said they've looked at the list and gone, where do I start? So, but yeah, in the last 5 years, I've just seen like the amount of work that's being done in Ireland and in the UK is just mushroomed. So yeah.
Well, that's another point, isn't it? Maybe the UK and Ireland, because of the tax breaks, because of the community of filmmakers and arts and crafts that we have here, maybe this is the seat of feature film and TV editing.